Hi, it's me, Tschandra, and I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly. This is your reading. I know it's taken me a couple days. So many things going on in our little neck of the woods, but I haven't forgotten about you, and you've been on my mind. I make sure to put you front and center in there and see what I can come up with. So I'll start with, like I have in my other readings, kind of a background, if you will, of what I see, and then we'll take it from there. And this is, as I've said before, it's nothing magic. It's nothing, I don't know. Some people find this like it's scary, or it's spooky, or weird, and I've said it before, it's natural. Supernatural. Natural. I know people get senses. Lots of people do get these feelings like, we call it intuition, or deja vu, or other things, gut instinct. So these things are all within us, and I think that sometimes we can just tune in, like I've said before, like a radio station. It's the fuzz, and then finally you get that great, that's my station. So that's what I do. I work to tune in, and if things come up that they don't make sense to you, they don't really spark something in you, then not for you, and that's okay. Just leave it. Just leave it. And if things do come through, and you'll know if it's for you or not. You'll know. It's really, I feel like it's not for me to know. It's for you to know. It's not for me. It's for you. And I will just be happy to assist that. So I do feel immediately, off the cuff, from the very beginning, somebody has been pushing or wanting to get through and to say something to you. There's definitely a presence or an energy around that is really like, yes, 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 Tschandra, oh my gosh, okay, there's some things I wanted to say to you. And who this is, let's see if we can get in touch with that. First of all, just the feeling of the presence. Let me tell you what that is. It's like, oh, and I should tell you also, I may have to pause. If Lola starts to bark, I'll pause it and I'll be right back. For you, it'll be like no time at all because of the magic of videoing. So the first thing is that this being is wanting to comfort you. They're wanting to take care of you. I see them like putting a blanket around your shoulders and kind of cuddling you, and holding you and telling you that you'll get through this. You'll get through this, and you've gotten through a lot more than this. And this too shall pass, as they say. I feel like there's a speed bump here. In either right now, or it's just very, very recently. Very recently. Like in the last 3 or 4 weeks, I'm saying recently. And it's been something that's been going on and off for maybe a bit longer, but really kind of gotten, you've needed something. You've needed someone to talk to, or somebody to come through. You're yearning for something there. And this presence wants to acknowledge that and say, yeah, no, I know, I see you. I see you looking out that window. There's that window. Whatever that window is that you look out of. And I'm getting goosebumps, so I'm seeing it, looking out. Now, I know already, you've told me that you live in Alaska, so yeah, I've lived in Alaska too, so it's not hard to say that whatever you look out of is going to be beautiful in my book. But there's something that you focus on, and it's I think it's probably a part of nature. But I have to be careful because I don't want things to be tainted by knowing that you live in Alaska, if you know what I mean. So I'll go gently with that. But I do still see you standing there looking out the window, either needing that feeling of somebody behind you holding you, or just a blanket around you that you use, and you go for something warm. Um, when you feel that way, you need to feel it on the outside, and you need to feel it on the inside. And it's been missing a little bit, and I think that you're on your way back to that place of feeling more full, less empty, less question marks, question marks, question marks. Like you've been kind of left in some ways by someone, left alone in a way that you feel, yeah, you feel hurt. You feel a bit hurt by that, to be honest with you. It's not that, you know, everybody has good and bad within them, positive and negative, whatever you want to say. We're all human. But it didn't feel fair. And no, I can just say, yeah, it's not fair. And sometimes people just do the things they need to do, Tschandra. And sometimes they can't take us into consideration. And I wish they would. For your sake and for my sake. For all of our sakes. But for you. I think that you've been such a sweet being. A very kind and sweet being. Very generous. You know, don't mind me if I like misstep, because I will occasionally if I feel things. My husband just says I'm just a giant crybaby, and I am. But yeah, I just see you wanting and trying, and it's like you always give to others what you know that you're missing. So whatever it is you're feeling hurting inside about, you make it a point to give it to somebody else. You've always done that. I think you've done that for a long, long time. And yeah, sometimes I think it helps you, and it does give you a feeling of fullness in your heart. And other times, it might wear you out just a little bit, maybe too much. And maybe some people take advantage of that. And I wish they wouldn't. But people who are kind and gentle, there are people who don't appreciate that like you and I would. And many of us do really appreciate that. There's just people out there that maybe they've been hurt so much they think it's like it's a sign of weakness, you know, but that's their problem. That's theirs. As I've said in a previous reading, it's theirs and not yours, and it's true for you here too. You've done the right thing. You've meant to do the best you could do. You've always meant well. You really do try. I think that you do feel guilty about some things, but those can be put down now and left because it doesn't do anything for you. It doesn't get you anywhere. It just stands in your way, and you can't keep picking up sticks to hit with yourself with just because somebody else used to do that. It's time to give them the rocks and the sticks back and say, no, I'm not. I don't want that. I want love and attention and affection and protection. Just for you, just the way you are. That's what you're looking for. And you do still have good people around you, absolutely. There is love around you. It's just that there's been this drama, this feeling of drama, well, drama quotes, you know. It's been hard going. Spring and summer have come. And I think that a little bit of lightness has helped. Um, but that part of the darkness of this last winter still kind of lingers, and you're shaking that off. You're shaking that off. And I see some books and studying, like you may be taking a class, a course of some sort, potentially online, like a Zoom class. I know I take some, and I'm kind of seeing something like that for you. Um, Maybe you go in person. I don't know for sure, but I just feel like you're learning something. You're educating. You're getting educated about something that you want to do, that you've wanted to do, and you have made a decision to go forward with that. And I'm just going to give a resounding yes from what I'm feeling, and also from this other presence here saying, yeah, do it, do it. That's a great idea, Tschandra. Go for it. Just go for it. You got nothing to lose, do you? Say go for it. There's pets. There's pets. There's pets. There's pets. I think that you love animals. And you love people too. But I think that you have a huge soft spot for animals and strays. Stray animals and stray people. Yeah. I see you taking in those animals and people who have been hurt, taking them in and fixing them in your own way that you have to give, which you do. You have some abilities of healing. I feel that, and I hope you feel that too. That you can and you have, and it might be something that you want to continue on looking into in your own way. Continue with that, helping heal others in your way, in the way that gives you a resounding yes inside, that gives you that warm feeling. And I say keep going with that. It could be that you use a tool, like maybe you do use cards, or maybe you use crystals, or to me all these are just kind of tools. They're just visuals or something physical. It's a way to open the door to communicate with other people. That's how I feel about when I read tarot cards. They're nothing magical about the cards themselves. It's not like they're going to do something, the cards. It's just a visual to show you, to say, this is the Ace of Cups. You see it, and you can relate to it or you can't relate to it. But the Ace of Cups is overflowing. It's emotion as well. It's a positive, but a lot of emotion as well too. It's a release. And so if I were to pull a card right now, imagine that it would be the Ace of Cups for you. I don't even have some tarot cards. They're still in storage. But here's my magical tarot card. Ace of Cups. Overflowing in all things. Overflowing in all things. You're like a river. You're like a moving river, flowing, flowing, flowing. You pick up things and you take them into your heart, and sometimes they break your heart, and sometimes parts of them mend your heart, and then you give them back and you continue on. You're not a sticker person. You don't stick just on one thing. You know how some of our friends, some people we may know, they just like to do the same thing, and they're in the same place, and they like sameness, and it gives them a feeling of comfort, and it's actually quite good for them. For you, that I think you would say that is, no, that might suck a little bit, just to be honest. So you like to go explore and look and see what you can find. You pick up things and you look at them, pick up rocks, pick up things, flowers. You look at things, you look into things, like what is the meaning of things. So in that I can relate to you, and I always find something I can relate to in my readings, and I do look into things that are signs to me, and I think that you get them as well. So I want to really kind of reiterate that for you. So, strays, being careful not to believe if people have their own problems and they need to go, if they're pushing on blame on you, or trying to say it's your fault because they just simply can't take responsibility, to know that even though you might feel some guilt or something about that, it really is okay to lay it down. And you can lay those swords down now. Put them down, and you can go pick up something else. Go pick up the book to study. Go pick up the leaves and the flowers and the stones. See you like picking up something off the ground, and really looking at it, and really like you want to keep it. I'm going to keep this. I'm going to hold on to this. This means something. This must mean something. So it's like you're kind of a little bit of a child of nature. I feel that about you. I think had you have been a full-grown adult in the 70s, you would have been somewhat of a little bit of a hippie maybe in your own way. Um, all about love and peace is a big thing to you, and you get really worn down by people being angry and fighting nearby you. Even if they're not fighting with you, even if it's just nearby you, I think it causes you to be tired and stressed out taking that in. So, thinking about who you're around, when you're around them, being selective about that, and taking good care of that open-heartedness that you have, and that compassion that you have, that depth that you have. It's precious, and you want to have that. You want to keep that. And no, you don't have to be harder. They say, "Oh, I'm going to be a badass." It's really not about that. It's about you can still be selective without hardening your heart. You can just enlighten your mind, right? So change your mind, change your world. Feel like that has to be said, and that is that presence, whoever that is, really comes out with it. So were they a full-grown adult in the 70s? Because these are sayings that came from 60s and 70s, 1960s and 70s, really like kind of meditation and screaming into the pillows and the whole thing. We see them in movies and stuff like that, but this person was all for it, and wants you to have that, and make sure you keep that, and make sure that you find a venue or a route to channel that. And if you can do that, and you will, I think that you will be able to literally channel in something like what I'm doing here. You may already be doing it in some ways. So just keep that. Hold on to that. So give me a moment, and I'll see a man with red hair. In England they call them gingers. I don't use that word, but that's what they say in England. I just to tell you that. I'm like, what? Redheaded, we say redheads. And their red hair is beautiful, I have always taught. And it's a very sensitive male figure, very tender-hearted too, and comes to you with open hands and open arms and open heart. Just comes to you with no no rules for you. You don't have to act any certain way. They're just there. You have somebody who's with you. I'm not sure that they live with you, or maybe they do sometimes. They're not always there. Maybe they travel, or they come and they go. That's kind of hard. And it's also hard just getting out there and mixing it up a bit and finding new people to talk to. But I think this studying, this education that you're looking at, I think this is going to do some door opening for you. So let's go back to that one for a second and just push back on that again and say, yeah, open your mind to this expansion of your knowledge, because that's where you're at now. You're just an open book, and your brain is ready and your body is ready to be filled with positivity and new knowledge, new ways of thinking that will absolutely, without a doubt, change the way that you see the world, and will help you and will help ease some of those discomforts that you're experiencing. And we want that to happen because it wears you down, doesn't it, Tschandra? Like, just tired. Just sometimes tired. Like world-weary tired. And that's not for you. That's not for you. You don't have to have that. That wasn't meant for you. So, it's time to consider giving it back. Put it back. If you have to, just imagine putting it back on a shelf for now. If you can't get it completely out of your mind, imagine setting it on a shelf for a little bit. And, even do something ceremonial that you can actually visually see, because I see that you kind of like to do that. You do these kinds of, I just see like a little altar type thing, or a shelf that has these things that you put there, and maybe something that symbolizes that heaviness for you. You put there, and you go and find some things that are beautiful, that you find beautiful, to put near it, and then little by little you move it away, and you move that away, and you move that away, until it goes out of the house, and maybe it gets taken back into the forest or to the water, and it sails off, and it's okay. It's okay. Yeah, that's what I see. And I also see new life around you. New life. Trying for new life? Or have just recently given life? Something. There's something about that. I feel like I do feel a fullness of that kind of an energy of giving birth to something. So it doesn't always mean literally giving birth to a child, but it could. It may be. But you are just very fertile, as we say. They say very fertile. Very fertile. And I say that this is the time to draw the things that you want to you, and the things that are hurting you, to start finding ways to give them back. Lay them down. Keep it open. Tschandra, good things are coming. Really good things are coming to you. And it's completely not... This is the other thing, is like some of the people that have been in your life for a long time are going to be like, like, oh, that's a bit, just let them be them. And, if you have to say, yeah, you don't have to share everything, do you? We don't have to tell them everything about our beliefs or what we're doing, or, we're grown now, and we can decide what we say and what we don't say, and some things about how you are expanding your consciousness and life don't have to be told to certain people if they're not going to appreciate it. So there's like this biblical phrase, is it from the Bible? Don't cast your pearls before swine, right? And it sounds like really brutal. I think, my parents were Sunday school teachers, even though my mom is very metaphysical. It's just something I remember hearing or reading. But yeah, don't. I also saw it somewhere I used to work. It was like, don't argue with a pig, because you'll get dirty and they'll really enjoy it, getting you into the mud. It's kind of like one of those things, people want to get you back on their level, stay down here where we can be argumentative and judgmental, and it's their thing. But I think that you may be too far now to ever really want to go that route. So, no, I see you going forward, and I said you are like a river. Yep. And you are. Yep, like the river Tschandra. You are like the river, and you will just keep flowing on, and you will pick up things and lay things down, and it's a great practice to have. And you know what? It's a good reminder for me too, so thank you for that. And thank you to this presence that's been sitting with us this time to make sure that you heard that, all of that. That you are loved. This presence says, my God, you are so loved and adored. And they so appreciate your sweetness. And I do too. I really appreciate this feeling that I'm getting. And that's got to be your kind heart. It's got to be. So, yeah. Let's leave it here for now. And just sit with that and see how that feels for you. And take good care of yourself. And see what you can do with all of that. And do let me know. I know you had trouble getting to me via email, so even if you leave a coded note, I've said this before, I'm going to make this video private first, so I am going to find a way to give you the link. How? I might get you to somehow give me your email address so I can give you the link. Or I'll find a way, because I haven't figured it out on YouTube, that, or I haven't been around long enough to be able to do like contact email type stuff. So let me finish this off, get it up on YouTube as private. I will come back to the 2 readings video and make a message there for you that the video is done, and let's see how we can get this to you. You watch the video first and decide if you want it to be made public on my channel, or if you don't. If you want to keep it private, I will keep it private. It's not for me, it's for you. Okay? Alright. Take good care, Tschandra, and it has been an absolute pleasure. See you around. Bye.